Kat and Iniba, and thank you so much for tuning into Halo Halo, the show that aims to spotlight our very own talent. The Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival is here. It actually kicks off April 21st on Thursday. Joining us today are part of the 2 short films that are part of the interactive Little Tokyo portion. And here today are filmmakers Angela Han and Giovanni Ortega, stranger to the show, and also the actors for Reflection and Upon the Fragile Shore, Lucia, Yasmin, and Olivia. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for all being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Gio,
Yes.
so congratulations, your
Thank you.
upcoming project,
Yes.
film this time, right? Upon the Fragile Shore. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So Upon the Fragile Shore is based on a play by the Obie Award-winning playwright Caridad Svich. It's a 2-hour-long play, and there was a project with an organization called No Passport, where we were gonna do a presentation of the play, and I was like, well, Caridad, why don't we do a film version?
Right.
And I had this idea of doing a short film. And it's basically navigating human rights and environmental issues, and how we as human beings can create chaos, which will then lead to environmental turmoil. So that's kind of like
very real.
Yeah, right. So that's the idea of the film. The portions that I chose were stories that talk about Katrina, exiles in Venezuela, and the Batman shooting in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
So those are the things that we're kind of honing on in this film project. But one thing that I changed, so this is going to be my first foray into mixed media, multimedia.
Oh, wow.
So I've never had like a film play while performers are coming in.
Oh,
so
is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, Olivia's in the film version, and then I
Right.
have 3 actors performing simultaneously while the film is projected on the wall.
Right. Now, Olivia, how did you come upon this project? And
well, I had worked with Giovanni a good amount before, and when he first showed us the script, it was just this really like heart-wrenching, beautiful piece. I got to play the part's name is The One Left Behind, who was a girl who stayed in New Orleans through the storm and sort of watched her home change, and the emotional evolution of the characters alongside the sort of ecological evolution of what was going on was something that really drew me to the piece.
how did you prepare for that role?
I mean, you know, thinking about it, it's funny. It was we filmed it my senior year of college, and particularly that role had a lot to do with facing realities you weren't expecting and shifting your expectations of home and life, and obviously like graduating college and Hurricane Katrina are very, very different things. But the idea of sort of rooting yourself in different ideas of home and having to shift those conceptions due to things that are out of your control.
Wow, very well said. Now, there's, aside from Upon the Fragile Shore, there's also Reflection, which, Angela, you're the filmmaker.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about Reflection.
Sure. So Reflection started out as my senior thesis film, and I knew what I wanted to address was the lack of representation of marginalized groups on screen. And so Reflection became the embodiment of that, and it became a way of putting together a visually cohesive exploration of that issue. So it's an experimental short, and it's about a dystopian society where certain class citizens aren't allowed to access their reflections. They're physically kept from these reflections through laws, through social pressures, you know, all sorts of different like extreme sources of influence. And, you know, my intention in creating this film was, you know, portraying the sociological and psychological implications of depriving communities a place where they can see themselves. But also, you know, illustrating questions like, making audience members think, you know, this society looks so different, but is it really so different from what's happening in our current society today?
Yeah, exactly. And then Yasmin and Lucia are stars in your film. Lucia, tell us a little bit more about your character.
Well, my character is this girl, Angela briefly explained. She lives in this dystopian world, and she is a Class 2 citizen, which means that she is forbidden from seeing her reflection. But this character sort of rebels against that, and she starts really kind of like looking at herself in various reflective surfaces, and just starts discovering all these pieces of herself upon exploring her identity.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to not give myself like that, but I have to.
Right.
I don't know why it's so important, but it's so weird that it is, right, in our this day and age, right?
Yeah.
Now, Yasmin, tell us a little bit more about your character.
So I voice a voiceover in the film, so the visual representation is through Lucia, and I'm kind of the voice of the system that's depriving her of her access to her reflection. So I list out all the conditions of why she's not allowed, how she's not allowed to see her reflection.
Right.
It was kind of something that Angela approached me for after hearing me speak as a voiceover in another film, so it was really interesting.
You do have a very beautiful voice, by the way. I'm going to go back to Lucia. What drew you to the character?
Well, I just, Studio 47, which is the film club at Pomona College, held open casting calls for several senior thesis projects, and I kind of went just for fun and not really expecting anything out of it, but I remember getting there and reading the script, or not the script, but the descriptions of each film project, and I was drawn to Angela's just because it really hit home with me. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of representations of myself that are not tokens or stereotypes as a mixed race Asian American woman. And so I just saw it and I was like, wow, I really hope I can be part of this in some way.
Yeah, this role is for you. Again, when is the film, or the two films screening, Gio?
They're going to be on Friday, the day after the gala.
Yeah.
The first film is the 21st, so ours is the 22nd at 5 p.m., 5 to 6 p.m. at the Tateuchi Democracy Center in Little Tokyo, which is part of the multimedia, mixed media, transmedia event that's going on that night.
And you guys are all going to be there at the event, right? So will there be a Q&A after the screening?
Yeah, there's going to be a short Q&A and then a small reception.
Okay. Now, for more info on Upon the Fragile Shore and Reflection, where can we go?
I was memorizing this all day.
It's okay, we'll put it on the screen.
It's LAAPFF.festpro.com.
Okay.
And then just go on the list. It'll list all the films in our on Friday.
Yes, Friday, April 22nd, 5 p.m.,
5
right?
p.m.
Okay.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Our event is free.
Oh, I love that. Oh, even better. And you get a chance to talk to the filmmakers and the stars of the movies. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Again, for more information and to catch Upon the Fragile Shore and Reflection, be sure to head to the website that you see on the screen. We'll be back.